Well, hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode with the Canning Nana. So, if you guys have watched me for any length of time at all, you guys know that I love my garlic. And I make my own garlic, minced garlic, and I store that in my refrigerator in jars. It's just minced garlic and water, super, super easy to do. But I also like my infused olive oils. So, if you guys watched about 7 months ago, I made basil infused garlic, and I also made some garlic infused oil. Did I just say basil infused garlic? Yeah, I think I did. I meant basil infused olive oil, and I made garlic infused olive oil. Well, today we're going to be making basil garlic infused olive oil. So, sorry guys, it's been a long day. So, this is all I have left of my garlic olive oil, and this is all I have left of my basil infused olive oil right here. And that's not enough, you guys. So you guys know I make a lot of pasta. I use it all the time, and I go through it really, really quickly. So these plants right here are the plants. Now, all these leaves came from these. These I grow in my kitchen, and when I have enough, I infuse them, my basil, in the olive oil. I'm also going to be doing some rosemary, but that will be a separate video. I don't have any picked or cleaned or anything. So this is how I grow it. It's just in my kitchen where I have my other things right here. And we just have it under a fluorescent light, just like that. All of my little things. I've got peppers growing right now up here. So all of my little plants are growing up here. And that's how I grow it indoors. Really, really simple. I grow it year round. It's also out in my garden, but it doesn't look as good as these plants did. So I'm just letting that go. So all you need is a pot. And I know this pot right here is almost 40 years old, you guys. It's an old Calphalon pot. I love it. It's one of my favorites. Kind of scored inside. The bottom is pitted, but hey, it's one of my favorite pots. And this handle right here does not get hot at all. So I really, really like it. I've got 3 cups of olive oil. It's extra virgin, and it's from Kirkland. It's from Costco. It's really good olive oil. You just need a good base olive oil. Extra virgin is really good, and preferably some fresh herbs from your garden. If you don't have that, if you go to a lot of grocery stores right now, you'll see that they have basil plants, they've got mint plants, they've got rosemary plants, just little ones, and they look like this. This is what I did, and they're about $2, $2 to $3. They're not very much. They're kind of small when you get them. I put them in jars with a little bit of water on the bottom. You don't want to rot the roots, so don't keep it wet, but just put it on the bottom. Put your container in there like that, and they'll grow. And then you'll have enough of basil to infuse your own olive oil. So what I like to start out with is the 3 cups of the olive oil. Get this in here. So we are going to be putting this into the pan, and I'm going to put all of this in here. Now, we are going to be warming this on the stove. We are not going to be boiling it. You don't want to boil it. Okay, I'll use a spoon for that in just a second. So all you want to do is bring it to a warm temperature, kind of like you're testing a baby bottle. So you want it to be warm to the touch, not hot to the touch. And then all we're going to do is add our basil and our garlic and let it sit there for a couple of hours. And I will show you each step as we do it. Right now I'm going to put this on the stove, and then I will be back to show you when I add the basil. Okay, you guys, so I have just come over here and shut this off. So it is nice and warm, and I'm just going to test it with just a little teeny piece of basil, because we don't want the basil, if I can get a piece of basil off. So I cut my finger this morning on a jar lid. Yeah, it was one of my dehydrating jar lids, a ball canning lid that I've used for canning, and then I saved for dehydrating. I was washing it, and it sliced my finger open on the really sharp edge. Be really careful, you guys. It's they're kind of dangerous sometimes. It did it pretty good too. Thought I was going to need stitches, but yeah, just have a little Band-Aid. Okay, so this little piece I'm going to put in here and see if it sizzles. Okay, so it does not sizzle. That's a really good sign. We don't want it to sizzle. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pour all of this basil in there, like that. Now you can break it up as well. In fact, I probably should have broken some of this up. So you can scrunch it like this, in between your hands, kind of hard with no thumb, just to release some of the oils. Of course, you don't want to touch the oil. So we're just going to let it sit in there like that. It's fine if you don't break them up. Usually I do. I just completely forgot to do that. So honest mistake on my part. So I'm going to take my garlic and pour that in there. And I'll get the rest out. There's just a little bit left in there. I'll get the rest out as soon as I'm done filming. So we are just going to let this sit in the pot. We'll stir it around, get all of these covered like this. Now this is hot oil, it's just not boiling. You never want to boil this. If you boil your olive oil, you're going to ruin it. So all we're going to do is let it sit in here like this. Unclump my garlic. And let all of the flavors absorb in here. Now you want to use a metal spoon when you're doing this. You do not want to use a wooden spoon. Why not? Well, because you're going to lose a lot of the flavor onto that wooden spoon. That's why. And we don't want to do that. So we don't want to lose any of the flavor. So the garlic will go to the bottom. The basil leaves will stay at the top, and they will eventually just kind of wilt in that warm oil. And I'm going to let this sit here for probably about 3 hours, just like this. And then we are going to be putting it in jars, and I will show you the secret to not losing your olive oil after you infuse it with any kind of herb that you want. So stay tuned for that. So I'm going to cover this and let this sit for a few hours, 3 hours. Okay, you guys, we are going to open the pot. It's nice and cool. And this is what it looks like before we strain it. You can see that? It looks beautiful. It smells amazing. Okay, so I'm going to move this over here, and we're going to spoon it into here. So I have my measuring cup right here. And my cheesecloth right here. Kind of hard to keep it on there. Okay, so I am just going to strain this out and let it start. Oh, this smells so good, you guys. I'm going to try to keep it on here so it doesn't fall. And this is all you want to do, and then you can choose what jars you put this in. You can keep it in the refrigerator, but since we are straining all of this out with cheesecloth so that no garlic, no basil will be in this, it will be shelf stable. You can keep it on your counter, which is what I do. To make it last longer, you can certainly put it in your refrigerator. This stuff smells amazing. So, so good. Okay, so I'm going to finish doing this, and then I will show you the jars that I'm going to put this in, or the bottle, and I will be back. Okay, and here we have the olive oil all done and infused. I will tell you guys, it smells absolutely amazing. So I'm going to move the camera up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing with the bottle. Right here, this is the bottle that I'm using. I'm going to store it in here. This is going to go in my refrigerator. I have a funnel up here. So I'm going to be pouring it in here, and you guys can watch. And this will lighten up and clear up. It's not going to stay this color. This is mainly the color because of the garlic that I used. And remember, this is 3 cups, so I'm going to be putting it in here, and probably, oh, I guess I can get it all in there. Yep, I can get it all in there. Okay, you guys. Beautiful olive oil. So this is basil garlic. And this one is just basil. Amazing. See, this one has a little bit of sediment on the bottom too, but this one will clear up just like that. Pretty amazing, right? Oops. There you go. So, basil and garlic basil. So this one is not going to be as clear as that because of the basil, or because of the garlic that I put in here. But it is going to be delicious. I've already tasted it. It is amazing, you guys. So thanks for coming along on the journey. The word of the day today is garlic. So if you guys have watched this far and you want to be a part of my giveaways, the next one will be on Wednesday afternoon. What the premiere is going to be put in my community page, and you guys will see that pretty soon. So it's going to be announced, the time, the date, the place, and everything really soon, you guys. Today is Monday. Don't forget to comment the word of the day in the comments below, and I will see you guys soon.